I think you get a bit of foam.
No, just leave it alone. It's fine. It needs the. If I ever put this back again,
No, but just a bit of foam that just fills that, and then the foam can be removed.
I will fix it for you next
Removable
week.
foam.
Right. Ladies and gentlemen,
The black cat piddled in the white cat's eye. The white cat said, "God blimey." The black cat said, "I'm sorry, sir, I didn't know you were behind me." That's it. I needed to get that out.
just before we started recording there, Goran said, "I'm going to do something. Just wait." I've got a feeling that was it.
That was it. That was it.
I'm going to do your sound to everything I say.
Did I tell you my cat did his first shit in the garden the
I
other day?
saw the tweet
Loved
about it.
Loved it.
But you phrased it first garden shite, and I think everyone assumed it was you and made the cat
I've
watch.
told you this. That's what I call pebble dashing. Because I go in, I leave a pebble in, and I dash. The neighbour's
my
garden.
goodness.
My arsehole is no stranger to their eyes.
I have no doubt. So, this week,
Oh, there's
our subject. Well, actually, I'm going to do
subject matter, like
the run D down
like
first.
subject matter in the same sense. You get fecal matter.
Yes, exactly
okay.
the same.
Yeah.
But first, the run D down.
Oh,
I don't even fade them in and out
just
anymore.
go. No, just don't.
So, a few months ago, I talked about in a run D down, there was a young lad in Lochee who was training to be in the army.
Oh yeah,
And he got
more
caught.
of a ninja thing.
More of a ninja, and he was hanging on power or phone lines above the main road and had to get rescued. Well, he's been in trouble again.
Oh no.
He's still training. But in the Lochee multi-storey flats, he was climbing up the outside of them and got to the 6th floor. And instead of shouting for help because he was stuck, he was shouting parkour, parkour to everyone. I don't think he's quite right.
Well, there was one of my places I work. There was parkourists.
It's so uncool. But
They,
yeah,
they go about, but they're all filming each other, and it was just so naff. Because to get,
Yeah.
you get the hatchling stage of parkourism.
yeah.
So you're shit, and then you get better. But when you see anything of parkour on YouTube, that's like the 50th attempt.
Yeah, and it's so uncool.
It's naff.
It's horrible.
It's cool if the French do it in
The
Paris.
origin, and to run in a straight line, I've never heard of that before. Think about that. You're running a straight line and you're in a city. But there's no super backflips or that.
No
now it's just,
No Dundonian can walk in the straight line.
that's exactly right. So it's not, it would never
parkour's not
happen
suited.
here.
But it needs to be a Paris that's this fabulous
Sprawling
city. Sprawling,
metropolis, yeah.
layered city. Dundee's pretty much quite flat.
If you run anywhere, you're out of town within a minute.
You'd slip in a big slimy bit of seagull shit.
It's not the same.
Imagine
You'll never
being
get,
on a rooftop in Dundee.
oh,
The thing. Have you ever seen on top of a Dundee bus shelter?
oh, it's awful. It's just
Tampons. There was
bloody
one.
knives.
There's tampons, mobile phones, dolls' heads, kebab meat, dead seagulls. It's piled high.
It's awful.
They're bowing under the weight of all the stuff.
I was walking down here the other day, and on the Lochee Road, the bins were out.
Oh.
And I swear to God, there was a corpse in one of them. The smell was so bad. I had to cross the road to the sewage burst.
Have you ever smelled a rotten onion? An onion's slow to rot.
I went into a house and lifted up a bag to clear it, and the vegetables.
When the onions,
you almost pass
when
out.
the onions go, it's something else. But
But
you
this-
would know a body smell.
Yes, and
it's
they
the same
smell
one
like
that comes from under your floorboards,
Yes, that one.
or from the garden, under the patio.
But that was the smell.
Oh,
And I thought, am I just thinking it? Can I
Suppose you
remember
could
it
throw
right? People were walking
a
up.
lamb chop would give off quite a smell if it rotted.
The one that we thought. I was going to St Andrews once, and we're walking down to the rock that I climb on and that.
Aye, the Findas Rock.
And there was a
the
bag.
Findas Folly.
The Findas Folly, I like that. And there was a bag.
Oh.
And it was about 6 inches across, wet, and it was a real corpse smell. It was terrible, right? And I thought,
Did you open it?
is there a baby in that? Or so? It's the first thing it goes to, what's in that?
Baby, yeah.
Right? So it was stinking, it was really bad. I thought, I'm just going to poke it with a stick, as you do, in scientific ways.
Yeah.
And when I touched it, the bag just burst open and it was fish. But oh my
Was it a
god,
suitcase full of fish or a bag?
it was just a bag full of fish.
There was
If it was
that-
a suitcase, I wouldn't touch
There was
it.
that suitcase that washed up in Arbroath Beach, and it was a Polish lady's head.
Yeah, if there's a suitcase on the beach,
It's
turn
got to have a
around.
body in it.
every time you hear about it, a
Well, there was
suitcase in
that
Dundee.
sad story of the wee baby that washed up somewhere, didn't it? Back in the 50s.
Yeah, and
And it was treated better than a live Dundee child.
that's true.
They went out of their way to help the dead body.
If
of
you
the-
go to the grave site now, there's still flowers on it.
Yeah.
In Tayport.
Whereas I've seen, if you go past the skips outside the toddler death arena, it's just full of limbs,
Yes.
toddler limbs.
I went past
Very
there yesterday,
apocalypse now.
and they had the shutters open, and
The
people were
smell that comes out,
it was vinegary.
vinegary,
Yeah, it
a
was
sour
awful.
smell.
Uh-huh.
That's the smell of fear. Because this is,
believe it.
strangely enough, a 3-year-old doesn't really like fighting with nunchucks, but they're forced to.
They're forced.
So there's an element of
A
fear.
lot of expensive cars around that place.
Hey, rich minks.
Yes, there's a lot of.
They don't follow any parking rules.
They certainly
That was the
don't.
Scottish Bluebells bloody thingamajig.
Oh, the dancing.
The
Cheerleading.
cheerleading or
That
majorette.
went wrong because of incidents.
Was there a sex
Yes,
thing there? Oh,
there was
Jesus
incidents.
Christ. Have you ever? The Caird Hall sometimes does that disco dancing thing. Have you seen them?
That's
Elbowing each other in the tits.
I got.
Mental. In the eye. His lassies with eye patches and stuff come out.
I
And they've
got
all got ponytails.
introduced to this
Oh,
about 10 years ago because it was my partner. She's all her life's been a dancer.
Yeah.
And she says, well, it was this professional, combative disco dance. And I went, what? And she went, you never seen it? She goes, watch it on YouTube, but once you watch it, you will be disturbed.
but
And
there's
I went,
no dancing to it. It's
It's
purely fighting.
it's wild.
It's a
It's
a
terrible.
combat.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Very
but
dodgy.
they just flail.
They just
I'm a terrible dancer. I could enter.
could enter with every other 8-year-old
Oh, you
girl.
fucking 8-year-old lassie are in a lot of trouble.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
terrifying.
And but the mothers are screaming for
disturbing.
the sides of the court.
And it's always
screaming.
middle-aged men scoring them.
Yeah, it's like-
not good.
It's like
not
that
good.
beauty pageants, kind of
Oh.
Joe Burnett, Ramsey, all that stuff. The full slap
terrible.
on makeup.
It's
and
not
things.
right. It's
And
not
there's
right.
some weird people. Anything that involves men sitting there judging your technique, it just seems a bit off.
It's like in
Sports,
troughs, they put
yeah.
the finger up the dog's arse and have a sniff, don't they?
No, the tongue, the anus, the felch.
The felch, the anus, to check
Let's
the
go.
quality of the
They
dog.
do squeeze the dog's balls.
Don't do that. Just go, you've got a
Imagine
bunny
a big-
Labrador.
Imagine a big St Bernard's nuts.
Have you seen the dog downstairs,
seen it,
Mordy?
but-
It's nuts. When it
Uh,
walks, you can practically hear them.
clanking
They're
together.
huge. You can't take your eyes off them.
Crufts has kind of been cancelled because the shit they pull in that sport is
Yeah.
awful. All the animals are maned through just intensive breeding. It's not
It's
right.
awful.
Just-
yeah.
A dog. I can't understand people that spend hundreds of pounds getting their dog a haircut. The dog doesn't care.
That's true.
It's the weirdest thing.
It's a strange thing.
I
I
mean,
don't know.
getting your kid's haircut, because a child after a certain age notices.
They need a haircut.
I need a
They
haircut.
need a
I want
bath.
to look a bit stylish. But a dog prefers to be filthy, and then it can lick itself
Absolutely
clean.
true.
Loves it.
Absolutely
And
true.
a dog loves nothing better than even one of these like Bichon Frises
Yeah.
from Crufts. If you put that dog in a field with a big pile of sheep shit,
Oh,
it
they
would
love
eat
it.
and roll about in it.
Oh, it's great. Yeah.
They're not allowed to. Their full wolfish potential's been spoiled. It's a shame.
It's true.
You and I are wolves. We're not pedigree Cruft dog.
I don't know. I think I'm some sort of mongrel type. I'm not a great
Aye.
mix.
Yeah, no.
This week's
Is there
Subject.
A subject.
that's all
Subject
right.
matter.
Wait.
This week's fecal matter.
That was this week's Rundee down.
So he was
Someone
caught.
got stuck. No, he
Oh.
had to get rescued. Couldn't get down.
I can't.
Climbs
think of
up brilliantly, just can't get down.
it. I was mentioned Subro's luxury car company.
Did we do that? A luxury? Oh no, we done that last time. The luxury car company.
Oh no, but we didn't.
Oh yes, there was issues last week. Technical issues.
So, front page of the Courier.
Yes.
Luxury car company coming to Dundee. I'm like,
Yes.
what? Well, I don't drive or care about cars, but I'm like, what?
Mm-hmm.
260 jobs. I'm like, look,
Amazing.
high skill jobs.
Oh.
What? A Michelin plant reopening.
Giant place.
Giant plant. What?
I get it.
Helicopters filled with Chinese billionaires coming in to make their orders. I'm like, what? Susan Boyle's brother's running it. And he's also got a TV station
Oh
there.
my god.
Dundee TV, DTV. It's never ever going to happen. They're called like Amethyst cars or Excalibur.
It's just
they
nonsense.
look like Wacky Races cars. Can they like a stretched?
Yeah.
Can Dick Dastardly's car?
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
the Hooded Claw. These long bonnets. It's like that shit. It's
Oh my.
kit cards. It's never going to happen in a million years.
This is Dundee through and through.
The one thing I think will work will be, if it starts, is Eden Project.
Eden's going to work.
Eden's going to work. Eden,
It's private. It's going to work.
Yeah, I love nothing better than industrial wasteland that's repurposed. I love it. It's
Well, the thing is with Dundee, it comes across here as I'm very negative about
No.
Dundee, but what happens is they say, here's what's coming to Dundee, you go, brilliant. And Dundee Council are, right, it's failed. As soon as the council are involved, it's failed.
Yeah.
This is private.
Yeah.
The big gaming stadium we're getting,
Private.
that's Amazon
Yeah,
and private and
yeah,
that.
yeah.
It's going to be fine.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
It's going to work.
All he needs land. Gives
Yeah.
it land. Give us yeah.
As soon as the council's involved,
But-
like the V&A, it's junk, it's rubbish.
Dundee is the home of the dodgy businessman,
Mhm.
and the Courier feeds the whole thing by always giving front page coverage to any. This is journalism now, I suppose.
Yeah.
It's any story to fill the headline, and they don't look into it, and it never works.
Yeah.
90% of the time.
Well, I'm not going to say where, but there was a place in Dundee, and it's
Mhm.
very popular with artists. I'm not going to say where. And I make aprons with
Oh, yeah,
my neighbour
okay.
there.
Mm.
And they were asking for people to submit their items and stuff. We did. And we actually got a personal thing. So we don't do things like that. That is not art. That's not this. It's not that. I've got a
Okay.
fucking bit of a dressing down.
Okay.
Right? Oh, okay.
You artisan.
Yeah.
You horny-handed
But then
man
the
of the
person-
soil.
We kind of took off.
Mm-hmm.
And we got a very good reputation very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And this person then came to us and said, we would love to have it, that sort of thing. Fuck off. The very same person came to us saying that's the sort of thing we're after. It said the opposite. That's the sort of thing we're after. That's what
Did
we
they
need.
reply when you responded to them?
I did respond
Mhm.
personally
Mm-hmm.
and told them basically to fuck off,
Yeah.
and I got no response.
No. Because it was a council based thing. It was an
Mhm,
element of councils.
mhm.
Okay.
And I was quite shocked by this.
You've just got to I walked through Dundee City Centre the other day, and it was shocking.
Oh,
The high street of Dundee.
it's terrible.
Well, I've spoke to tourists.
Terrible.
I've spoke to tourists recently who've come and they've said to me, "Your high street's terrible," and I've said,
Yeah.
"Yeah."
Yeah.
Not only are there empty shops,
Mhm.
they allow a shop to be empty and then moulder into ruin.
Yeah, it's
There's
just
like
falling apart.
filthy, broken windows. If they
They
even
don't even cover it.
no, they should go in, paint it, tidy it up, make it look.
Do what other towns do. They match the building and put a fascia like
put
there's
a
no
fascia-
glass.
Yeah, do
And
something.
People
No,
don't even notice.
Dundee, they are up. It's
It's
seagull shit.
terrible.
It's 90% of the town is just dead now.
It's dead.
It's
Because
shocking.
I haven't been in for a long time.
And
because
another
of
thing you'll
COVID,
notice,
I was
the
shocked.
streets are all covered in shit.
Yes,
Spilled, you know what I mean?
It's
Stains,
terrible.
sticky stains.
it's terrible.
And
yeah.
you'll think to yourself, check him. No, I don't care. I'm not a snobby
But it
bastard.
wasn't like
It's like-
this a
it
while
wasn't.
ago.
It's this was going that way long before COVID, but
Yeah.
COVID has just finished it the fuck off. And then coffee shops opened,
Mhm.
but they've all shut. I notice.
There was a pizza place that was doing well in Reform Street. It's gone.
A Project Pizza, Project Pie. It's went tits up.
It's terrible.
They had the Fat Burger. That went
Yeah.
tits up. So
Everything's going.
a burger shop shut in Dundee.
That is unbelievable. Fried food has failed.
Nobody wants
Do you
burger.
know I actually have basically the Dundee equivalent of a fatwa on me because of something I said publicly?
What did you say?
I said I don't like chips. I've
That-
actually had someone say in this building, I heard you say you don't like chips.
Oh, what, months after you said it?
About a year after I said it, and they went like that. Are you even fae Dundee? And I went, well,
Oh.
I just don't like chips. They
It
just,
is a bit weird.
I don't like it. And they went, see people like you, and just walked away from me. They were actually quite. I thought it was a joke, and I was playing along.
They
No,
were-
they were angry
They
at
were
me
angry.
because I don't like chips.
They were being defensive towards chips.
Yeah,
I love a chip.
I don't like
Last
potatoes.
night, and you're Irish as well. Last night I had a Tesco meal deal. So it was
That's brilliant.
it was a delicious chicken Kiev,
Oh, there you go.
square cut chips, runner beans,
Mhm.
I put a fried egg on, that wasn't a part of it, and then it was 2 chocolate mousses. And
The
they had,
meal
they
deals
had
are great.
a Seville orange base. It was delicious.
What did that cost you?
£10. Bottle of wine as well.
Oh, what?
Yeah, a bottle of wine.
That's
as well.
fantastic.
Yeah, I hate Tesco. I worked for Tesco, they're cuntish. But
Their meal deals are great.
the meal deal, it's a loss leader. I don't think they make money on them, but
Right.
they know that people will go in to buy a meal deal. They're
And
not
get
just
other
buying
stuff.
a meal deal.
But their vegetarian stuff's fantastic. They do good stuff.
At least if it's not Linda McCartney stuff.
No, it's not. They do their own stuff, and it's great. It's really good.
Linda McCartney got in trouble. Well, the Linda McCartney brand, because Linda McCartney's dead. But somebody bought like a vegetarian hot pot or something,
Yeah.
and there was bones in it
Oh.
because a blackbird chick had fallen into a skylight.
Oh, it happens. It happens.
I bet the person was tucking in, going, "God, this has got
This is
flavour.
the best one I've
This
ever
is so
had.
good." I told you I had some Richmond vegan sausages. Delicious.
There, you get stuff like
Delicious. And I had a millionaire shortbread,
that. Mm-hmm.
a vegan.
Yeah.
And I'm not a massive fan of millionaire shortbread. I find it a little bit sickly.
Yeah.
The
absolutely.
vegan one was
Is it
delicious.
good?
It was dark chocolate, delicious.
Dude, I'm telling you, years ago when I became a
vegan stuff
vegetarian,
was disgusting.
it was hot. You had to make your own food. There was no option.
No, there's none.
See, now there's great food if you want to be a vegetarian.
They've figured out recipes.
It tastes great.
A
And
lot
they've introduced spices.
vegan ice cream.
Lovely.
And
I get.
I love
what's
ice
it
cream.
called?
But I've
Can't remember.
I've tasted a lot of vegan ice cream, and you're like that. That's so delicious. Well, you know me, I get milk delivered,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, so I have 5 pints of full fat milk, and I get one of oat milk.
Brilliant.
And oat milk in your coffee, it's fucking brilliant.
That's great.
It's so good. Froths.
Throthacises. I can't remember the name of the ice cream that's vegan, but you get it in Tesco's. It's a little tub.
Nice.
Blue.
No,
It's the same as the bourbon ice cream.
Yes.
Same flavour.
but
Perfect.
the way to go, obviously, with vegan or vegetarian is spice. It's
Yeah.
spice.
But they figured that out
Yeah,
because people didn't used to like
This-
spice.
Yeah,
Now they do
You wouldn't
here,
want
so it's-
vegan mince and tatties
Oh God,
because
no.
gravy. No, you need no.
There's
Yeah.
beautiful foods,
Yeah.
but now they make original things,
Mhm.
which is this really strange thing. You still get it. You get vegan bacon.
Yeah,
I don't want-
bacon.
Faking.
No,
I just want-
you can't beat bacon.
Make your own food.
Yeah, but the
But
sausage.
now they do, and they
the
do great
sausages
stuff.
were pretty good, and they had. It's weird. Your brain, because let's be honest, a sausage, even a meat sausage,
But a
it could have
sausage doesn't
anything in
mean meat. It
No.
means a packing system.
it. Oh, I've heard about your packing system.
Yeah. So this week's subject.
Fecal matter.
Advice.
Oh Christ!
Yes, I thought you'd like it.
I've never
Advice.
given anyone advice.
I
in my
gave you
entire
advice
life.
today.
It was horse shit.
It wasn't.
It
I
was-
give you. Now I'm going to tell everyone
His advice. Don't listen to this,
this
people.
advice.
It's like
if-
kung fu. Remember
If
kung
something
fu?
is going to bring anything,
You're like David Carradine. What
Shut-
happened to him? Wanked himself to death.
that's the way I'm going. I'm telling you now.
Here we go.
If something's going to bring
Fortune cookie.
anything negative
Here we
into
go.
your life,
Ah.
right? Choose
Mhm.
not to do it.
At times of war, the great leap forward in technology have happened.
Yes.
So if everything's just not negativity can be a pungent compost.
That's not the same thing.
No.
No, it's not the same thing.
If everything's
If
just soft,
something
doughy,
is forced upon you,
look at millennials.
No,
They've given
no.
up socks.
you're talking about war. Say that's forced upon you,
Uh-huh.
right? Great ingenuity comes from war because it
Uh-huh.
comes from the pressure of it.
Uh-huh.
If you choose to go into it, you don't
Oh.
have the pressure. It's not the same thing.
Oh, okay.
If you choose negative, right?
Uh-huh.
No, if it's negative, choose not to do it.
Uh-huh.
It's a very simple process. Now, where
What
that
about
comes
picking,
from,
what about picking your nose?
oh, they always do that. But here's where it comes from.
Mhm.
If you have the call of the void, and you're climbing and you feel like jumping off a height or anything, now
Uh-huh.
everyone gets that.
No, I don't climb anything. So.
Or you're off a height, the feeling of just leaping. It's in you.
Mhm. Like
do you
a
know
lemon.
how do you get overcome that? You say out loud, "I'm not doing that," and your brain actually just switches it off. It's a very
you have
simple
to say,
thing.
can you not just
If-
think it?
No, if you say it out loud, it's
It's like a
the
mantra.
way the brain works.
A mantra.
Well, that's probably where mantras and stuff come from. They've done it with like studies where people are maybe depressed and they get up in the morning and
But-
they tell them repeat 10
Hold
times.
on, but the person, all the folk that have said, I'm not doing it, and then they've tossed themselves off.
Yes, suicide's a different thing.
No, but they have not, that data's not performed. You don't know.
There's
'Cause
minor
they've not-
flaws in this, but
like a lot of your thinking.
I've been climbing with people and
Uh-huh.
they talk about this feeling,
Uh-huh.
and I've went to them, yeah, but don't think
that
like
the
that and
same
don't
as-
do it, and they go, okay,
Is that the same as the
It's gone.
le petit mort?
yes,
The little
it's exactly
death?
the same. When you orgasm, it's exactly the same.
Well, came when you're on a
That's it.
swing and you go quite high.
no,
There's a wee tickle in your
I
perineum.
don't get that.
No, you don't get that.
I don't get
a
that.
little perineum
So the point
tickle.
is, right?
A tickle,
In that
tickle
particular
near.
situation, if it's going to bring
All right,
negative
okay.
into your life, don't. Right, I've said this other advice to
Mhm.
people, and they think it's stupid, but it's very difficult to follow.
Mm-hmm.
I say to them, how do you avoid trouble?
Mm-hmm.
And they went, well, I don't.
But trouble's
no.
my middle name.
No, it's not. It's Alison.
Yeah.
I said, avoid trouble. That's the answer. And they go, what? That doesn't make sense. No, it does.
People don't realise I sometimes walk into this room
Yeah.
and you're sat on top of a little platform in
Yeah.
a lotus position,
Yeah.
and around you are acolytes.
There's only 5.
It's
but they're
mainly slightly overweight middle-aged women,
there. Okay.
and they're disrobing.
It's
And I say, I'll come back in 5 minutes. I come
And I
back.
say,
the
"Give me 2."
the party's over, but there's a bovril smell.
now to explain how do you avoid trouble.
Uh-huh.
You avoid trouble. There's an example I give.
A dog and a cat knows how to avoid trouble naturally.
This is it.
You
now,
never see a stressed out cat.
But this is true. Now you're walking down the road.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a narrow pavement, and you're on it, and there's a guy walking towards you, and you see this guy's decided, I'm not getting off the pavement for him. Now, do you say, well, I'm not getting off the pavement for him, or do you get off the pavement?
Oh, I actually walk towards them.
Now, that's the difference between me and you. Do you want to know why?
Why?
I don't need that win. That might
No,
be
no,
that
no,
guy's only win.
No, I know.
I don't. That's not a challenge
No, I
for
don't.
me.
I don't encourage them. But
I
I would.
just-
I would
move.
never.
I've avoided trouble.
But I would. If I. It's not when I need. If I'm walking down, I make room for people.
Mhm.
In this current situation,
Yeah.
people are coming up the road. There's been some nice interactions with people lately where you've walked towards somebody and both of you have tried to get out each other's
Yes,
way
and there's
out
been
of
a little
politeness,
dance.
and you share a little smile. And
Yeah.
you go,
Mm-hmm.
that's a nice moment. But no, I'm not getting out. Like cyclists on pavement, I will not get out of their way.
Mm-hmm.
I will just stand, just
And
stock
I
still.
agree. Now, I'm a cyclist,
Mhm.
and I agree that
No
the
reason for an
pedestrian-
adult to be on a pavement and
Wait,
cycle.
hold on. If you cycled on the road, yes, there's lots of reasons. It's
got
fucking deadly.
It's got wheels on it. I don't care.
It's
That's
deadly.
a risky take. You've got one of those
That's a
hard.
risky take.
You've got one of those hard hat things. You'll be fine. James Cracknell was fine. He's got no sense of taste,
I was cycling
smell,
home up the
and he's got anger issues.
Lochie Road, exactly where the sewage is coming out at the
The
moment.
sewage,
And do you know the road that goes straight up Tulladelph?
Oh yes.
Well, I was just cycling around that, and a car went straight on, didn't see me, and hit me so hard. I was upright, didn't get knocked off the bike or that, but it took my tyre off the front wheel.
Jesus Christ.
Just popped it right off. And I was like, a split second later. No, cycling on the road is quite dangerous.
It's a risky take.
No, it's not.
It's just the same as going swimming in the sea with sharks.
I've been in the sea with sharks.
Cars are sharks.
Did I tell you my shark story?
Yeah.
We're going to tell you again.
Oh no.
So, cross it.
I tried
East
selling
Sands.
a shark on eBay the other day,
What?
and it was a rubber shark.
Oh, right, Jesus.
And I reached out, a long conversation with this person, but it turns out the shark was 26 centimetres long, and it needed to be 25 centimetres long. So I had this long
Oh.
conversation. I thought, could you cut it in half, remove a bit? It was fascinating.
I've just realised something.
Uh-huh.
You're not blurry. My glasses were on my head.
That's okay.
Oh, it is going. I've done everything right.
Jesus
Oh
Christ.
my God, I forgot to put my glasses on.
Oh,
I'm feeling in focus today, but I'm seeing you in focus now, so I should really take them off
yeah,
again.
quite focused. What is that you're drinking today?
That is a latte.
Brain, oh Jesus
It's
Christ.
that powdered latte. It's
Oh.
lovely. You should give it a go. Now, my shark story. Me, my mate, were out surfing across the East Sands in St Andrews.
Uh-huh.
And we got talking to this New Zealand couple with their kids, and they're like, "Oh, we didn't know
It's
you
a white
surfed here."
sharks
And,
off the country. There's basking sharks
oh,
off
you
UK.
can get proper sharks up here in
Uh-huh.
summer.
Proper
So,
sharks.
proper sharks.
Even a little shark's a proper shark.
no, when I say proper, ones that'll hurt you.
You mean big sharks?
Yes.
A large shark. Okay.
So we're out in the water. We're having a great day, and it was just a small wave, just chilling. And we saw these people, and they're waving.
Uh-huh.
We're waving back, and thought they must be going. They kept, and they're like that. They're shouting.
Shark!
What it was is there was a shark feeding,
Uh-huh.
but it was going up and down the water looking for flounders and that.
Uh-huh.
But it was,
You have a floundery look.
I do.
You do
But
flounder.
it was coming up to us, going under us,
Oh.
and up on the other side, right under my feet.
Yeah, you're not.
And it was a big mako.
Oh, fuck.
And then we're like, what? I hear a phone.
No, it's not mine.
It's not mine.
It's outside.
So, this shark's about, and then they're going, shark, and we're like, oh,
Brilliant.
whatever. Didn't see it. So we get out about knee deep, and the guy comes down and says, "Lads, there's a shark there."
Yeah.
He goes, "That's a mako."
Oh.
And we're like, "You don't get them there." We turn around, and it's just swimming right past
I know.
from here to that wall.
Are most shark attacks in shallow water?
Yeah.
They're not people.
You don't get attacked here at all.
They're not really.
but-
They don't like humans.
Mhm.
Anytime they've bitten somebody, they bite people. It's a horrific bite, but they're like, "Oh,
but
you're
they
not,"
spit you,
because they're
yeah.
too bony. We're
Yeah,
no
they don't
good to
have
them.
you.
They're like a big fatty seal.
But that's what happened. So we have seen it.
Yeah.
We've seen a shark
I'm
only
sure
once.
you get.
but
Yeah, you this orca off the coast of this country. There's
Never
definitely
seen one.
I'd love to Shetland and that. I'd love to see it. I'm not a spiritual person, but if you saw a fucking whale.
Oh, I've seen a whale.
Orca, yeah, but an orca.
I don't know what kind it was.
I've seen-
It'll be a minke or something
Yeah.
here. But there was a boat going out.
Mhm.
I was walking up the cliffs at St Andrews,
Yeah.
exactly the same place.
Mhm.
And all the boats, the little fisher boats, started heading towards something. I went, "What's that?" It was bigger than the boats, and it was a whale, and they were just watching it from a distance. It was
a
whale.
The
Fantastic.
bottlenose dolphins off the Murray Firth are huge.
the
The biggest dolphins.
it's white-sided here,
They're
the
huge.
Atlantic ones, and
They're huge.
when you're out surfing, they'll jump over you.
They're gigantic things, but solid.
But you don't hear them come out of the water, but you hear them land.
when they land on you.
And you see this flash under you. They're
Big
so
thing.
fast.
Oh, big animal.
Know
Big-
what they'll do?
rapey as well, though, dolphins.
Very rapey. They'll go up to
They play.
Lunan Bay.
They use their penises.
They
to
joust.
Joust with penises. Yeah. The
There's
the
blood in the water
touch
and
tips.
everything.
Touch
yeah.
tips. They're all scarred. If you see
Yeah,
them, they're all
they're
scarred.
wild.
Mm.
But no, they'll come up.
I have a sperm
close to
whale
you.
tooth on each side of my mantelpiece.
Thankfully, you added tooth
They're
to
like
that.
that size. They're
It's
huge,
mental,
and I
yeah.
made little bases for them. I bought them. They're old. I wouldn't have buy.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have buy modern.
Your advice is buy old ones.
It was from an old shop. Yeah, they were really
Yeah.
old because
You can't get that now.
Dundee was. You can imagine it was a whaling port, so there's
Yeah.
loads of stuff made out of a. I also got a bit of. I've got a big bit of bone off a whale I got I found in Shetland on a beach. Big
Oh, right.
giant chunk of bone.
Whale vomit. I'm always looking for. I've never found it.
Amber grease. No, amber grease, isn't
You
it?
could buy
I've
a
got.
house of.
I've
one.
got a piece of amber grease in my house. It's the size. It's like that size.
No, you'd get something.
I'll bring it in.
You'll get something.
I'll bring
for
it
that.
in, and
yeah.
you can smell it, and it's unbelievable. It looks like earwax,
Yeah,
and it stinks. And it was
that's
used.
what perfume's made.
It was
out,
made out. Well, not now.
No, but that costs a
Yeah,
fortune.
yeah.
You can still sell it.
It was the synthetic. They used to eat it. They'd use it. They'd put it
Mental.
on their eggs and that. King Henry VIII.
The,
But if you
the
found
guy
a big
in Fife
wall-
that got
yeah,
the bit,
If you found
100 grand,
if you found a big lump of it,
100,000.
is it sperm whales?
Yeah,
I think it
so.
might be the.
But you do get it here, and I've never found any, of course.
No,
but
I'm good at finding
I'm
stuff.
always
I found
looking.
a lot of stuff on the beach
I'm always
because I
looking.
collect Scottish pebbles.
Oh, Anstruther. No, Anstruther. I've
No,
had a brain fart.
Yeah,
South of Lunan Bay.
across the water.
Up that way, where Under the Skin was filmed.
Lunan Bay,
Lunan
St
Bay.
Cyrus, all that area.
Just south. Oh God,
Oh.
I go there all the time, and I forgot the name of it. 'Cause-
It's Agates.
yeah,
And
the
if you go-
pebbles there are
if you
amazing.
go agate hunting, it's marvellous.
It's gorgeous there. Where Scarlett
Advice.
Johansson was
That's
watching the baby
it's
on the
quite a
beach.
film. That it leaves an
I love it.
impact. Yeah, it's a
Mhm.
wonderful film, but it leaves a real.
I love when she gets set on fire.
Oh, it's just crazy.
It's so
There's no
ugly
much-
but beautiful.
Yeah, there's no. It's its
really
own
nice.
pace. She's very good in that.
She's great in that.
This
I
is
think
very
she
good.
she really committed to that role. I think.
She did. She got naked and had sex with a guy from Fife
Ugh.
in a council house. It's very authentically
It's
Scottish.
That's the thing. It's so if you want to know what Scotland's like,
Watch Under the Skin.
Watch Under
it's
the Skin.
unbelievably like it.
actually, there's two films if you want to know what Scotland's like:
Uh-huh.
Restless Natives and
And
Under the Skin.
Mad Max,
Mad Max.
the one with Tina Turner, the shit one.
But yeah, it's
Do you,
very
not,
authentic.
you think local heroes a wee bit?
See, you love that. I think it's a little twee.
It's got the Martin Knopfler.
It's a little twee.
It's got Fulton Mackay in it.
I like the scene. Now, this is the most criminal scene of in the way it is in Scotland. In Restless Natives, where there's two guys. One works in a joke shop in
Mhm.
Princess Street in
Mhm.
Edinburgh, and they've been robbing buses.
Yeah.
And the policeman comes into the shop, and you see them freeze. and they're dead young, but they act it beautifully, and they're terrified. And the cop comes up and says, "Got any plastic tits?" And it's just the greatest scene ever.
I'll tell you, it's a good film. Gregory's Girl.
Oh,
That's
actually, okay, I'll give you that.
Gregory's
That's
Girl.
wonderful.
If you ever went to school in Scotland, Gregory's Girl.
It's perfect.
It's pitch perfect.
Because the uniforms, nothing fits, and it's just there's a perfection.
What's Gregory called? Who plays John Gordon Sinclair?
Yeah,
but he's now plays tough guy roles.
he was in World War Z as a special forces
guy. I absolutely loved it.
Because I was watching it and I'm going, I recognise his face. This wee dorky kid. He's like super tough.
He's boosted himself up.
That's
wonderful.
Brilliant. I love him.
Oh, he's so good in Gregory's Girl.
That is one of the greatest moments of acting I've ever seen.
The one problem has got Claire Grogan in it.
You shut the fuck up. She is the greatest woman to ever live.
No, she's got the worst voices in Scottish history.
I understand it's a bit nasally, but I love her. Lulu, I don't
John
like.
Barryman and fucking Claire Grogan. The worst.
John Barryman's kind of. Yeah.
No, he's dodged it. He's not cancelled.
Well,
he goes, "I'm sorry you're upset I put my penis on your shoulder." He's kept his job. He was fucking unsheathing his cock and tapping in the shoulder with it.
Oh, I wouldn't.
It was just hijack. It was to make them feel comfortable and at ease.
I'm feeling much more comfortable now. I've got a bit of smegma on my neck.
The fuck? And he's just powered through.
Claire Grogan, she was the first Kachansky in Red Dwarf.
Oh, I've mixed feelings on Red Dwarf.
Love it. I love it.
They did a Sky special, didn't they?
It should have ended. I really do think it should have ended.
The British Empire is just the worst thing. It tainted everything. I liked it when it was the original Hawley and it was a guy.
Mm-hmm.
I liked the early series. But then
do you remember when all Jesus Jones fans were like automatically Red Dwarf fans, and that's the T-shirts you wore? Very strange.
Jesus Jones.
I went to see Jesus Jones.
Oh, I bet you did.
But they were supporting In Excess. And that was the only way I could see Jesus Jones.
What happened to Jesus Jones? I'm thinking of them Jericho. That was a guy that was a complete asshole.
Oh, that's him. Yeah, Jesus Jones I think are still going in a form. Yeah,
some kind of form. Doing the circuit.
Mike Edwards, he's still playing. He's actually, the thing is with Jesus Jones, even though you saw a band, it was Mike Edwards. He did it all himself.
Right. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he did it all himself. So a bit like the first Foo Fighters album. It was just
right.
Thingy. What's his name on his own?
And then you just got some people.
Got a band,
involved.
yeah. But it was really him on his own. And yeah, I used to love
the
Jesus
guy
Jones.
from Nirvana, the baby Sue in Nirvana.
Oh, that is the prickish thing, because I've seen a picture every 5 years of him reenacting it.
What he's saying is, what I think happened was, his mum and dad got 200 quid.
He wants that
for the
money.
photo, and they never signed anything.
Yeah.
It was all a little bit informal.
Oh no!
And I think as you do through life, it's the only famous thing he's ever done. He can't remember doing it. That's the thing. But I think he'd reached out to them informally, hoping he'd get something. I think, and they've just blanked him. So I think he's went, "Fuck you," and he's suing them. The thing is there's a lot. It is a problematic cover now. Now,
but oh god, where do you draw the line on that?
Well, have you seen the one? Is it Houses of the Holy, Led Zeppelin, with the naked kids and the climbing up?
Yeah, I don't know.
There's that Blind Faith one with the wee prepubescent lassie, naked lassie.
Well, it's like I remember Robert Mapplethorpe's book being a huge issue because there was a picture. Yeah,
that's adults.
No, there was a little girl in it, and it was shot up her skirt, and you could. And but everyone saw it. Said it was the most fantastic book ever. And then it starts, or the display, and then people start seeing it differently.
I think the rule of thumb is naked,
the
only naked photos of kids available should be parents have their own pictures of their kids. You should have them in your.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah. But it's the issue with it is that it was never thought about.
I think Brooke Shields, when she was a child actress, I think there's photographs of her that exist.
Right.
Naked ones, some photographer had taken them. But to have them now. Yeah, child pornography. It's like Tracy, who's a famous porn star? Tracy Lords.
Yeah. So her age,
she was working 15, 16. They thought she was 18, but possession of any of that stuff is child pornography.
Yeah, that's the issue. But for years.
Yeah.
Nevermind was seen as a classic album cover, and it's held up as one of the best ones.
It's a cover. Now
it's turning into porn, and you're things change. And
but
it's a difficult one.
I'm sure they could have come to some other thing.
Something.
But
the problem with him, he said it's opened doors for him and really been
he's
benefit
always
his
said
life.
it's been a problem. He's always had a funny relationship with it.
I think you would.
Yeah.
I think you always would.
It's your pecker as a wee baby.
Yeah.
But I'm sure the problem is David Grohl can't approach people.
I know you call him David. His proper name. No, it's not Dave. That was a mistake.
As a David
and it's
Grohl.
Just he's become Dave, but he is David Grohl.
I quite like Nirvana. I'm not a fan of the Foo Fighters.
The Foo Fighters on occasion
Stadium
can sound
Rock.
a bit like Status Quo.
Yeah.
Which is bizarre. I was a bit more Pearl Jam at that time.
Yeah, I bet you were. Pearl Jam. That's why you need a duvet knife. But David Grohl, you can't approach like issues that's happened to me in the last week.
Yeah.
You can't. Human interaction
now
human interaction can't be sorted out informally. Human society now wants to.
It's very litigious and
take everything to an inquiry and involve other people. Two people can't shake hands anymore.
No, that's
so. David Grohl couldn't have. He should have
But
went to see
go
him
to the extreme.
Yeah,
it's like if I disagree with you, I want you sacked.
Yeah, but David Grohl could have. If David Grohl had tried to take the guy, say, "I'll fly you to wherever David Grohl lives. Let's go out, have a few drinks." And, because David Grohl's supposed to be a very nice guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
And said, "Look, this is the thing. Here's some stuff.
We'll make you a contract.
Let's have a contract. Here's." David Grohl's fabulously wealthy. He could have given the guy £1 million.
There's some money for it.
But they don't want that because that's admission of guilt, and they're thinking, he's going to want more than £1 million.
Yeah.
So it's a shame. When if the police or lawyers get involved in anything,
then it just goes to shit. Yeah, it goes to shit. Because the one thing with court, and I could tell you this, that anything can happen. And it doesn't matter what precedents have been said or what laws are in place. If you're litigious and you take someone to court, anything can happen.
Oh yeah,
you don't know.
It's a gamble.
Yeah, it is a gamble.
It's mental because friends of mine have ended up in court innocent of stuff, but then the costs.
Yeah,
you're crippled.
Well, I actually took Perth College to court because they faked my qualification. Because when I got it, there was loads of classes and things on it I never did.
Jesus.
Right? So it turned out they were taking work from the year before.
Dundee College is famously dodgy as well.
Yeah.
They make a lot of money.
So I can say this because there's no... This was 20 odd years ago and there's nothing...
Everyone involved is now dead.
They're not there. All that sort of thing.
Squad
it's very
paid.
Different now.
You ruined yourself getting revenge.
So I just said, no, this is not on. I want my year back. The funds that I've put in, I want it back. Now, I'm not a litigious person, but it was so... wrong.
Yeah.
I had to do something about it. So I talked to local politicians and they were saying, right, we'll get you an appointment with a solicitor. So I went down. They kind of were dragging their feet a bit, but it went forward. And just before it was going to go to court, there was an out-of-court settlement from them. Just full admission and everything. They went, yep, that was a mistake and paid.
When I went to Glasgow Uni, half my class never appeared.
Yeah.
I think it was like Turkish students at the time, but they were just paying for degrees. They weren't even coming to sit.
Well, what happened on our course is that there was only so many places.
Yeah.
Obviously. There was fucking over 100 people. There was just loads of people. And they said, just stay until November the something, and then we'll keep paying you after that. You'll still get your grants, but just stay until then, because that's when they're paid. It was shocking. This is just the way they carried on.
Well, they used to do, everyone got that lifelong learning grants for a while, and people were hoovering up that money. There was just an abundance. I really think lifelong learning's great, but given some boomers, night classes and fucking macrame, that's not the government's responsibility to pay for that.
That should be a private, absolutely. But no, so I went after it, and then eventually I had a phone call from our First Minister at the time, just out of the blue.
Was that the dodgy one, the crook, or the liar?
I'm not going to say who.
No. Is that the one that wore the kilt?
I'm not going to say who.
No.
I got a phone call, and they said who they were, and I went, really? And I went, yeah, because I've heard about this, and I was already looking into it. My secretary was already looking into the situation.
Your secretary?
His.
Oh, his.
I don't have one now.
Henry McLeish.
And not saying who, not saying anybody. And I was like, yes. He says, tell me from beginning to end what happened. He says, because I'm sending an investigation team to this college this week, and they did, and it was in the paper, and there was a whole thing about it. But that was me that set that off, just by saying,
you killed Perth College.
Oh no, Perth College is completely different now.
Professionalised.
I had to.
Yeah.
I had to.
Oh no, just dodginess.
It was dodgy. It was terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, I went to Perth College. And they were saying, here's the new building we've got. Here's what you're going to be working with. I turned up. The building hadn't had foundations down at this point.
Jesus Christ.
Right? I'm like, what's going on? And they said, you're going to have digital equipment, old 4-track tape recorders broken, in a classroom that didn't have enough plugs for them. We didn't have a studio. And I went, we need a studio. And they went, we'll get you one. I demanded it. Because I was older than everyone else at this point. They're used to dealing with school kids, essentially.
Jeez.
I'm an adult. And I went, no, this isn't on. So they organised a place out off a campus. We went down a dance studio with mirrors in it. And one...
So they're offering a service just
They just didn't have it. No, they just didn't have it. They didn't have it. It was absolutely terrible. So I got an out.
There's a lot of blagging goes on in everything, isn't there? Do you think they blag in the dental school in Dundee?
That's a worry if they did.
It'll do. Just pull out the teeth. They'll never fucking.
Oh, it used to be like that here.
Oh, my dad says, used to. Dentists got the main way of making money was per tooth.
They just pulled the teeth.
It was
out.
like back in the New World catching beaver pelts. They just went about. It was currency. Dundonian's teeth.
Dundonian's teeth.
About.
Absolutely.
There was a guy I worked with. His wife worked in a dental hospital, but she made false teeth in a factory, and she'd steal the teeth, and he'd just go about with handfuls. Do you want some? I'm like, what am I fucking
it's
going to do?
I need as many as I can.
But that one fits. When you're trying on specs.
I remember my mum saying that when they're all kids, if you got all their teeth are coming in wrong, pull them all out.
Yeah.
And they'd pull kids' teeth out. Every single one of them.
Everybody got false teeth.
Yeah.
Everyone has false teeth.
Insane.
Oh, just bonkers.
Different times.
Well, the NHS came along, and it was like people had terrible teeth. They were blind. Women had a lot of kind of women's issues that it was never getting dealt with. And the NHS came on. It was life changing. People got NHS specs. They got new false teeth. People were living under horrible conditions.
Yeah.
Anytime people are critical of the NHS, just if you have a pet.
Yeah, we don't know how lucky we are here.
If you have a pet, cat or dog, imagine the cost it costs you for any procedure on that animal.
Yes.
Imagine you had to pay all that for yourself if you had stuff to do. Jesus Christ.
I had a spider bite when I was in the States.
Okay.
And they went, it's a brown recluse. We need to get you to hospital.
You're more of a white recluse.
Oh, and that gives you necrosis. I've still got the scar on my arm.
Do you have special powers?
Started.
You produce a sticky liquid.
Terrible diarrhea after it happened. So
we did have spider eggs in it.
Went to hospital, had my insurance and that, and the guy that dealt with me, he actually knew about people from other countries, which was quite rare there.
Wow.
In dealing with him, he goes, do you have your European health card? I went, I do. He says, well, take that and just get it from the NHS. I was, that's brilliant. The doctor was clued up. I think he lived in France for a few years, so he had an idea. But the moment I went in and wrote my name down, that was $1,000.
Jesus Christ.
Fill in this form and handed it back. I was charged for that. That was $1,000.
That's insane.
So I was in for hours. They were sorting me out. Had to get a few tests. They went, I think you're okay, but this could be a
wealthiest country the world has ever known.
And
it can't just give universal health care to people.
The girl I was living with, her daughter, they were 8 at the time, so she saw a fly and she was with her friends and tried to bite it on the window.
Right.
Smashed the window, come down and split her ear.
Right.
She was lucky not to lose her nose, you know. She went to the hospital. It was $5,000.
Jesus Christ. Do you know there's hospitals, wings of hospitals in America, and they specialise in like people in vegetative states. America is the world expert on keeping people alive who are in comas. They're the perfect patient. The cost involved, can you imagine?
It's
terrible. There's no coming back for most of the. Miraculously, some people can come out.
But I brought up the NHS. And they're all going, death panels, socialism, that's communism. And I'm like, whoa, calm down, it's not.
Disabled kids will be put to death. It's nuts.
And I'm like, no. It's
not perfect. It's not perfect.
It's not perfect. No. But I said, you think, we hear it's free, but I pay my national insurance.
Yeah, in Scotland,
you have to pay for it.
No, you get prescriptions.
We get them for free.
You get free prescriptions in this country.
Free prescriptions in Scotland.
Yeah.
So if your prescription is maybe, it comes in at £30 a month, it's free. If it comes in at £10,000 a month, it's free.
Yeah.
This is what you get here.
Yeah.
But
everyone else is shit. The weather's terrible. The people are awful. The food's garbage.
Everything's terrible.
The housing stock is just rotting.
I get my hemorrhoid cream for free.
The sewage everywhere. But Christ almighty.
My hemorrhoids are fine.
They're absolutely fine. Wonderful. Yeah. I get sometimes a little bit of eczema in my hands, and I get a little bit of eczema cream, and that's fine.
As I'm getting older...
Elbows. It's your elbows that go on knees.
And notice my skin's drying out.
It does.
I noticed
all the juice goes out of you.
And I've got skin now like when I was surfing all the time. It's just rotten. But I've noticed little allergies appearing, and I got a spider bite, I reckon, another one last year. Remember during lockdown, my head swole up.
It was. You look like Dominic Cumberbatch.
Yes, and my
Benedict Cumberbatch, not Dominic.
And my doctor said you are getting older, and this is very common to get little reactions to
niggles.
Things.
Niggly little problem.
You will get your little allergies will appear now.
Noises.
And I've noticed it.
Yeah.
I've noticed it. I have. My head was fucking double its size.
If you're on your knees, again, when you're a little kid, you could sit on the floor playing with your Lego all day long, not even a squeak. But nowadays, if you're down, I was parcelling up some stuff for eBay the other day, and I got up and Jesus Christ. It's like a gunshot went off.
Oh yes, your eBay shop.
I'm not saying what it is because then they'll trap me back. Silence.
They'll silence. But I
do have an eBay shop now.
I saw it and it's really good.
It's actually pretty good.
It's actually funny.
100% customer satisfaction.
Yes, and I don't know why, but I was looking at the stuff and I couldn't believe that I actually liked some of the stuff on it. And I was wanting it.
The thing is, some of it I don't like myself, but it's not the point.
It's not the point.
Not the point.
I liked some of the stuff and thought this is
a lot
really
cool
interesting.
A friend of mine, he had some action figures.
Mm-hmm.
And about 5 years ago, someone said to him, I'll give you £25 for the 6 of them.
Yeah.
And he says, oh no, I'll hold on to them. But he was speaking about them a couple of weeks ago, and I says, I'll tell you what, I'll sell them for you on eBay, and we'll split it down the middle. £214.
Oh, get to fuck.
Yeah, so we've got 107 quid each. I've still got more stuff for sale.
This money that you're making, don't touch it.
Oh no, I'm spending it, mate.
No, listen.
I've made 890 quid or something.
Wait,
£814.
Wait, put it back into getting more stock.
Yeah, no, I've been
put it all back in.
Joking aside, I've got a budget.
Mad.
I've got a budget.
Because
it's all stock.
Because you were saying you were getting the shop, and I was okay. But when I saw it, I went, "Fuck! I wish I had it."
The shop's worth doing it because you pay your sales are not necessarily increasing, but you've got less fees.
That's right.
So you pay $19.99 a month, and it's kind of worth it. And then you get discount for some packing, I believe. And then you can do more. You can control how you sell stuff more.
You know what you need to do?
What?
Once it starts taking off, buy yourself. It's expensive, but get yourself a 6x4 thermal printer.
Oh yeah, and just do the label.
And you save money on your postage.
Yeah.
Right? So you can have them tracked, you can have them all these different things, because some people are silly fuckers and they'll go, I didn't get it, and then you see, for example, them on Instagram wearing the item and tagging us, which is very silly.
But I believe it or not, I'm quite a people person.
No.
So I quite like speaking to people. But I used to buy a lot of stuff on eBay. I've been on eBay for 20 years or something, but I actually enjoy making money off stuff more because it's not costing me anything.
Well, this is what to do. I think you might have a new
career. I'll give eBay their due. They've done away with the PayPal thing, so they pay you direct.
That's great. No more fees.
I was a bit funny about it, but you know something? The pay. I get 3 payments a week and shit. It's brilliant. It's really good. It's worth it. It's all second-hand stuff because I like recycling stuff. But people buy mad shit.
They do.
Mad shit.
I'm not going to say what, but you sent me a picture of something. And it sold for a good chunk of money, and I was absolutely shocked and thought, this is
great. Had a big willy in it.
Yes,
all I'm going to say is I drilled the pee hole into that.
You did. You actually did.
Because I didn't think the pee hole was pronounced enough.
That was amazing.
Yeah. But
they knew
what it is. That was going to be a gift for her husband's birthday.
You know what? That's brilliant,
isn't it?
I think it's brilliant because I saw it and thought that would go brilliantly in here. It was a wonderful item.
So I'll have to make some more of those.
So would you advise people to maybe look into the
I would
garages
advise,
and start selling.
A collector, that's good advice. As a collector of stuff, over the years I've got so much stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And there's only so many. I'm not like that Mary Kondo woman from Netflix. I don't believe in. I like stuff around me. It's nice, but fucking get selling it.
Get selling it.
Get rid of stuff.
Because you know what's happened with eBay in the last year?
Yeah.
It was turning a lot of Chinese sellers,
Yeah,
a lot of mass stuff.
like Amazon.
Right. But in the last year,
It's got quirkier.
people have got, they're into this stuff, and it's going back to its origins, and it's turned more car boot saley again.
Yeah.
So this is good.
Amazon to me is a bit soulless. You
It's
end up
incredibly
using soulless. I was
yeah.
needing to get some packing material, and the thing about Amazon is paid for it, and it came the same day.
Yeah.
Nobody can compete with that shit. You go into a post office to buy the packing material, and it's fucking 10 times the price.
That's right. But the
And you feel bad doing it.
The same day delivery, I get people who are in buttfuck middle of nowhere America saying, "Oh, could you have this here by the end of today?" I said, "You know we're in Scotland." They went, "Yeah, that's great, and you've got great reviews. You look great." And I'm like, "No, we're in Scotland."
It's impossible.
And they're like, "Well, you know what? You've lost the money." And I'm like, "Oh God!" They get really funny about it when you say, "I'm sorry, we can't." I'm willing to pay for it. I'm willing to pay. You're like, "But there's nothing can get it. It's 10 in the morning. If you want it there by the end, it's not possible." Nah, they get furious about it.
That's weird.
But they want something handmade and delivered by the time they get home from work.
Yeah.
You're like,
Most
Amazon's
people are quite nice.
I mean, the thing is, when I post things to people, it gets them in there less than 7 days, anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
Got a good service, rarely goes missing.
I bought a watch from Egypt one time, and it got here in 3 days. It was nuts.
Yeah.
It got here so quick. I've had stuff for China in the past, and it's arrived so freakishly
Do
quick.
you know where Pakistan sent? Right, if I need to do custom
Got a
leather
little blister
jackets,
on my finger.
that's disgusting.
I burnt it cooking a chanterelle omelette this morning.
Oh,
Advice:
mushrooms.
be jealous of me because I eat chanterelle mushrooms. Oh yeah, go on. Sorry.
So, we'll buy this leather jacket, right? So I buy it in the morning here, right? The next day, about 4 o'clock, I've got it in my house.
How's that arrived?
FedEx.
Fucking hell.
It got straight here. They pay all the customs, all the things, so everything's put straight through. And it got here the next day.
That's nuts.
And it's only happened once like that, but it's usually 2-3 days at the most.
Is a FedEx guy runs up your drive and drops it off?
Yeah.
Like, what's his name? Tom Hanks?
Yeah.
Spirited
exactly
it. Not
same.
Spirited Away.
But I couldn't believe it. I went, and I was telling everyone, they went, "No, I bought this yesterday."
That's nuts.
But it's usually at the most 3 days. Quite incredible.
Global trade's a wonderful thing. People do business relationships. People are very down on capitalism, but people who do business with each other, it's a positive thing. It's a
positive thing. And I have a very big...
There's going to be no toys for Christmas.
Yes, I saw that.
Because there's a lot of things contributing to the fucking up of this country, but there seems to be there's going to be... We're not against it. No truck drivers, Brexit, COVID.
Have you seen how they're going to deal with the lack of truck drivers? They're making the license.
Not Elon Musk's robot taxi cars,
because they don't work. They don't exist.
Have you seen his fucking robot? Elon Musk. I saw a clip on Tube, and it's a guy in and he goes up and he starts dancing. I think, somebody's taking the piss with Elon Musk. Elon Musk's on the stage next to it. It was Elon Musk.
He says it doesn't exist, but it will next year.
It won't.
This is nonsense.
He is a complete fraud.
He's a fraud.
He's an absolute... folk think he's a genius. He says he's not a genius at all.
No.
They've built this Hyperloop thing in Las Vegas. It's just cars driving slowly.
Cars at 30 miles an hour with drivers. Because the cars can't hack it.
And they keep banging into the walls.
And they're not allowed to discuss how many crashes there've been in it. But you see the cars, they're all...
They've got...
get rid of them.
They've got buses and fucking trains. That technology, just make better buses and trains.
Yeah.
He's got his electric lorries. There's 9 tons of batteries on them. You can only get a wee shoebox full of Ferrero Rocher in the boot. So they don't work. That'll never happen.
The self-driving has been basically banned in this country.
Will never work.
No, it doesn't work.
Never worked for a long, long time. He was saying there was going to be electric rockets. Impossible.
Doesn't work.
Rocket can't... No.
No.
He was planning to have rocket, basically, taxis. You could be able to fly from Dundee to Beijing. The rocket was going to have to take off from the Tay.
Yeah,
a rocket.
But here's, for example, if Starship, the one they've got right now, explodes. It's like a nuclear bomb going off. It's like an atomic bomb.
It's never going to happen.
Right? It can't happen.
No.
And the noise levels. And how dangerous they are. And all this stuff to save a few hours compared to safe flying.
Just get
better planes.
Get better planes, better transport, better
trains. Doing it all the time.
Get trains.
And this is the thing that people think, planes are old technology. Planes are improving all the time, but they're so advanced. It's subtle changes constantly, all the time.
Trains are old technology. These super fast trains, fucking brilliant. Yeah, no, he just
a hyperloop. Virgin have got it now. It won't
nonsense.
work.
It's nonsense. But I take it it's all just him grifting money from investors.
Well, he never done hyperloop. He just came up with the idea, then left it, and people still call it Elon Musk's hyperloop.
Right, okay.
He's never done a thing.
But I could sit here and go like make up bullshit ideas.
But what does he have? It's perceived power because he's rich.
Yeah.
If he's rich, he must be super intelligent.
He will spend any time I've seen him being interviewed to kiss his arse. Joe Rogan interviewed him and just thought he was like a Jesus figure. He was just and if you listen to what he's saying,
you listen to him, it's like, are you all right, son?
He said he was going to put chips in people's heads. That's not going to happen. Yeah. It's just. Remember when they had the space thing, Reagan's space thing, the space lasers.
Yeah,
that was just sci-fi writers.
It was all bullshit.
It's all bullshit. And Musk's the same. Absolutely.
I mean, technology is
advice.
All the
don't
time.
Listen to Elon fucking Musk.
Don't listen to him.
Didn't even come. Tesla is the one thing it kind of works. That's nothing to do with him.
And that's financially
shady.
Yeah.
The money, I think they're all banking on the fact it's batteries.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's the frontier. If they can miniaturize fast, but that's it.
Have you seen his? He done this thing where it was all solar panels on roofs,
right?
And if you put money but he's never delivered any.
No,
that's never happened. This
no, it was going to be tiles.
It's the tiles.
So on your roof, instead of a solar panel, you just have tiles. And
but they've never delivered.
Never happened.
And people have put their money into that. The other one is Starlink. But Starlink's not a great service with all these satellites.
He would need so many satellites. It's impossible.
But they're not in geostationary orbit, so
they would last 3 or 4 years.
The majority over the sea. So you're only getting a few covering the country.
They have to keep flying up.
I was watching people doing the numbers that are proper experts on this. This is madness.
Nothing works.
Yeah,
and but he always has to keep coming up with a new thing. To keep the attention, and because we're in this news saturated world, they need a new story every day. They need tons of stories, and they're always willing.
It was like a few years ago he brought out his flamethrower, which was just a weed killer, with an airsoft rifle around it, spray painted. Christ. But people bought them. They sold out. They wanted this thing. It's just a bit of junk.
Well, that football team was stuck in a cave. He made a submarine.
Yeah.
And there was no technology. It was just a tube.
Just a tube. He had no concept. This was him getting publicity which was a potential tragedy.
Yeah.
Saying, I'll help.
Bullshit, don't get involved, man. Then you managed to call the guy a pedophile. Yeah.
Just an absolute...
wealthy people, I'm not impressed with billionaires. Bill Gates, everyone says, but he's what a billionaire can be.
He's not coming across well at the moment.
He's not coming across well with fucking Epstein. He visited Epstein thousands of times. He was his best pal.
Very strange.
Very, very,
very strange. Not good.
We're not saying anything. I'm not saying Bill Gates fucks kids, but a rule of thumb, I don't have pedophile because he's a convicted pederast by that stage.
Be around
I don't have pedophile
like
friends. It's just a wee thing. Advice.
Don't have
pedophile friends.
When you become a billionaire, just stay out of it.
Just be anonymous. But they can't be. There's all these guys in
I'm
any
sure
business.
There's billionaires that nobody knows about.
Of course. But most of the people that are involved in stuff that come up through the ranks with these billionaires we know, they just go off and do little quiet lives.
Yeah.
But some of them, the money's not enough.
It's not enough.
If you think about it, I suppose there's a lot of billionaires in the world now, but the billionaires, it's like a small village.
Yeah.
So they all know each other.
Yeah, there's not a lot.
All that flying in spaceship.
There's that fucking ship that goes around here occasionally. What's it called? The World or
Mary
something?
Celeste.
And
is that the one that's got rats on it? There's a boat filled with cannibal rats. Oh, is it?
This is the billionaire ship, and you can buy a house on it, but that's where you're registered. That's where you pay your taxes, so you don't. And there's all this nonsense going on. But the billionaires are on this boat. I've seen it here.
Well, Dundee's pushed the whole cruise liner thing. They love them. Cruise liners are dirty, terrible technology.
Just nothing but disease and people going missing.
It's just the pollution that comes off them. They're not a good technology. No. A train is kind of the best technology.
Mm-hmm. But people have got this thing with cruises. And cruises didn't exist because the only way you could travel anywhere was by ship.
Yeah.
And my mum said she was a kid, and when they travelled from Malta, it was by boat.
Yeah.
It was horrendous. It was
horrible.
weeks, you know.
Yeah.
And
it's all be like an Agatha Christie novel because somebody's bound to die.
There's going to be lots of deaths on it. But the reason that the cruises became popular was because of prohibition in America. And they took the boats into international waters, and that was how gambling and that sort of thing was done. Drinking, casinos.
Well, there was a golden age of those big cruise liners, wasn't it? In Queen Mary and stuff.
But that's
and
what
you
made
see
it
the
popular.
interiors of them. It was just, the wealthy had all the space. And you and I would have been
horrible.
Next to the rudder somewhere.
On the rudder. Holding your breath.
There you go. Just peering in a porthole. Getting handed a Ritz cracker every fortnight.
Oh, but that's
no, I wouldn't go. There's a
I've
thing,
got no interest.
There was a thing on the TV, the world's most luxurious cruise line, and it was
have you seen
it's all
them?
made of marble. You're like, that's causing a bit of weight. And then all the staff are all these Indonesian people who are getting paid nothing.
Yeah.
They're working, wonderful people, hard-working people.
But they've been at sea for years now because they're not allowed to go home at the moment. Oh, God.
It's stuck there.
It's just terrible.
It's just awful.
But when I see these giant ships, and there's sometimes they come past here, or not the giant ones, but they just look like water parks.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Attached to cheap council buildings.
Yeah, that's stupid.
And I couldn't.
There was a program I watched, and it was this luxury yacht, huge, not like a cruise liner, but beautiful yacht. And what you do is wealthy people, but they weren't in the strata that they could live like billionaires, but they wanted to be like a billionaire for the holiday. So they're in, and it was a small crew, and their every wish was catered for. It was wonderful. And then they would berth up at this beautiful secluded island, and they would be on the beach, and there'd be barbecues, and it was all and having a great time. And they're interviewing these people, and they're saying, you know what's wonderful? It's the staff, because we love them. We feel like family. And again, Julio here, he's this wonderful guy, and he's like one of us, and we love him and all this. They were interviewing the staff later. They're not our friends. We don't like them.
Yeah,
they're horrible. It's purely a job. But again, there's something to be said for that level of customer service where you're so friendly and smiley, but you loathe the people.
You loathe them.
You loathe them.
Oh my God.
The rats. It's a famous one where people like Antiques Roadshow. It's like, and great granny got this for her 30 years service working for the royal household. She stole it. Wealthy people do not give the working classes gifts.
Yes.
They don't give you pieces of jewellery.
No.
You steal it. The minute factories opened, like so many people worked in service in Scotland, a family of mine worked in big estates. The minute they got the opportunity to work in a factory, they went to the factory. There's this myth that they hated working for
Now,
toffs.
speaking of factories, if anyone's interested in supporting the show, I've got some.
Are we opening a sweatshop?
No.
Because the t-shirts are made by thumbless orphans.
Patreon and help support the show, and on that you get an exclusive and brand new On the Spectrum show once a month.
Right.
You get a vlog of me crying into the camera with my problems. You get a video version the day after this podcast comes out of this show, so you get to see us.
And I'll think of them when I'm having a bath.
Exactly. And you get that, and the reason is because in the last On the Spectrum I did, I done a visit to the old Timex factory where the Spectrum was made. And all I could talk about, because all I knew about it, was either the strike or the amount of theft that went on. That's all there was.
You're like Alan Wicker. Alan Shitter.
I went up, and most people are going to see it. Is there much left
of the place?
I went up, and...
Is there a security guard with a dog?
It's just so run down.
Oh.
Right, I think it's Justice Furniture Group's there. It's so run down. And then I went into Camperdown, and
did you see the
wolves?
I
usually make jokes about how bad Dundee is, but as soon as I went in, there was someone had shit on a sock and hung it on a tree. I had to cross. I was going to vomit.
Oh, had they wiped their arse on a sock, or had they shat on a sock?
Oh, they wiped their arse on a sock. Sorry, it was a Dundee 2-ply sock.
Okay.
And that was disgusting. And then right in my feet, there was loads of tape. Police do not cross.
Oh.
So there'd been an incident.
There's always an incident there.
It was like,
it's in there. Was that where the wank arena?
They probably thought I set this up. This was just me walking in a normal day.
I was out jogging there earlier, and
I did take a shite.
I did. When I got home, I only had one sock.
Everyone knows you're doing a bit now because you've never jogged in your life.
I've never jogged.
But
Have I jogged? No, I've not jogged.
So join Patreon and you can see this for as low as $2 a month.
Oh, that's
you get all this
that's
bonus.
Nothing. That's nothing.
This is the least amount of work I do. I do all my work on Patreon.
Yeah, you wouldn't even get a medical procedure for $2.
$2 a month.
Would you get a circumcision for $2?
I could do it for free. Yeah. And we have some new patrons that have joined this week, so welcome to them as well.
Yeah. I'm sure I'll get to know them intimately.
Oh, they'll follow you. You know some of them already.
Oh, God. They're a right bunch.
So my advice is, for more bonus material from us, you get to see us.
Because they're greedy.
They're greedy for us.
Their appetites.
My advice is join Patreon.
They're like a hungry man and all you can eat buffet.
Oh, God.
I'm like, you're the rice. I'm the
that's
proper,
not an insult. That's
proper,
not an
but
insult.
you're the flavourless rice. I'm a big king.
We're coming
rib.
to the end of the show. I want
permanently
you,
or just
today.
Just today.
I want you to give our wonderful listeners and viewers a piece of advice.
Never trust a fart.
Can we give them some good advice, life advice?
My good friend Ross, the Cape man, the collector. He's got gallstones, and his stepmother said to him, "Well, you fit all the things for gallstones." And he said, "What is that?" He said, "You're fair, you're fat, and you're 40.
Oh.
So my advice, just be a little bit nicer to people.
Yes, that's a good one. Be nicer.
Don't say shit like that to people. I've been nice to people all week.
You have.
Almost a week.
And it's enforced, but you have done it.
I have done it.
You have done it.
I can be nice. The only way I can be nice to people I don't like is to not see, hear, or come near them.
It's good advice.
I can be very nice to people in the Arctic Circle.
Oh, my advice. Right? I remember there was this girl I liked, and I was scared to ask her out.
Jesus Christ.
Right? And my dad says, "You asked that girl out yet?"
Oh, God, your dad got involved.
I was 13.
That's old enough to get married in Dundee.
Yeah, in Dundee. That would be a grandfather at that age. So, he said, "Have you not asked her out?" I went, "Oh, I haven't found the time." He said, "It's better to shit yourself than die of constipation."
What a wise man.
Isn't that good?
Well, it's similar to never shit we eat.
Kinda.
It's your meat that makes you bonny.
Oh. But yes, I thought that was great advice.
Aye.
So, as I did ask the girl out, and she said yes, and we went to the cinema. It was lovely.
What did you go and see? Flash Gordon?
God, what did I go and see? I can't remember.
Because Laurel and Hardy were in the cinema at that stage.
Yes.
You walked her home by gaslight.
You know what? I should remember what it was, but I can't.
By the time you killed, unfortunately, she died in your arms of cholera before you got her home to her hovel.
It was so Dundee. So that's my advice. It's better to shit yourself than die of constipation.
What's a penny? Have you ever heard of a penny lick?
A what?
You know how you get a ice cream in a cone?
Yeah.
Prior to that technology, you used to just get a glass. It was like a little glass bowl,
right?
But very shallow. It was called a penny lick. So what they would do is they put ice cream in it, give it to you. You'd lick the ice cream. They'd take it back. They'd put more on. They never cleaned it.
Never
between
cleaned
licks.
it.
Penny licks.
Oh my God, that would explain every.
So you can imagine anti-mask people will have been on board with. They'll have really liked penny licks.
Yeah. Oh God. And on that note,
I do have advice. Look at the fucking two of us.
Look at us.
Please.
This was my idea advice. What a stupid fucking idea.
It barely worked. It barely worked when it was just an audio, but we cannot give advice when we're actually, you could see us.
Look at, oh God. I can't tell.
It's gone dark there.
Eh? What's going dark?
Can you see us? Oh no, no, I'm just imagining it.
No, you're okay.
I'm fine.
You're okay. You're having a senior moment.
The thing's flashing. Look at my close-up of my finger.
That's not the lens.
Imagine
that's the screen. That's the lens. There you go.
Imagine if we could smell it.
Oh my God!
Smell my finger.
Ladies and
wash
gentlemen,
your balls.
Wash your balls.
That's my advice.
The only advice we do have
been
is
given
wash your
the best advice for almost 200 episodes. Wash your fucking balls.
It's very important.
Until
next time.
Goodbye, people.
Laters.
Bye-bye.